Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The campaign is Horror on the Orient Express. It's available from Chaosium. I am the keeper of arcane lore, and this is episode 51. Our recap will be given by Morgan Llewellyn as his character, Dr. Gabriel Neruda. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Morgan?
Thanks, Tom. January 28th, 1923. My dearest Clara, I write yet another one of these letters that will not find its way into the post. Perhaps, if fate be willing and I survive this insane journey, perhaps I will grow numb enough to the horrors I have witnessed to show them to you. I doubt that it is even possible for you to believe a single word contained within them, and for that I feel as though I should be grateful. No one should know these terrible truths. And yet here I am, continuing down the tracks towards the next gulfs of night. Belgrade, however, has proved so far too innocent, with its picturesque weather and charming old buildings. Far, far too innocent. There's a growing temptation to let my guard down, to relax and pretend that I am on the leisurely European tour that I thought I would be experiencing after Smythe's Challenger lecture when I set sail earlier this month. The only danger so far in Belgrade has been pickpockets, though we were rescued by a young boy named Ashan, who was offered to be our guide to this city. He told us about a garden of dreaming where the boundaries between our world and some other are thin. We went, naturally, and Theodore Thursby was fortunate enough to sleep, despite the cold weather, and greeted our friend Henri as Mimi the Dream Train passed through Ulthar. Still skeptical, feeling as though horrors lurk somewhere beneath all this tranquility, we spoke with Dr. Milovan Todorovich at the museum. He, in his course, is suspicious of us, stating that we need to go through the proper bureaucratic channels before he will provide us with his assistance. He's worried about us taking some historical artifact from his country, and, well, so far, given our collection and the suitcases that so follow and torment us, he's not entirely incorrect. So far, he seems ignorant of the simulacrum and the cult of the Skinless One. The office that we were sent to, if it could be called that, a small basement closet with the words Office of National Treasures, is where we found a secretary named Roddy. He had a birthmark that bore a resemblance to those we have seen wearing the skins of others. And it is difficult to decipher paranoia from reality now, prejudices from real danger. As I have said, we are all silently listening, as though waiting for something to come creeping up from some Stygian depths of our collective nightmares. Finally, to close this letter, there is the matter of the fortune-telling. My interest in esoteric and occult religious practices persists. I could not pass up an opportunity to experience a little of the local tradition of divination. Fortune-teller used eggs, protected by a peculiar chicken, one with black feathers and a piercing interest in Dorian Dabrowski as her medium. What she said has profoundly disturbed me. 1. You have traveled for one reason, but stayed for another. Quaint, but true assertion. 2. You are seeking something that was once whole, but is now broken. Again, there is room for skepticism here. This could have all sorts of metaphorical connotations or interpretations vague enough to apply to anybody. 3 have opposed you. 2 are known, and 1 is secret. And this last secret one is the most dangerous of them all. And this is where I start to feel a pause. Something about this is too pointed, too real, especially coming from a stranger. 4. Iron is your metal. This one, cryptic, but may prove instrumental in our survival. Have to make sure to find some iron somewhere. 5. There is a man you think is a friend, but you are mistaken. This one eats away at my mind. 6, finally, that I will meet 3 more who are as old as mankind. One of these 3, the hidden secret one, who are they? Before I boarded the Orient Express, I would have thought all of this just another quaint anecdote to put in the footnotes on one of my papers studying occult practices across Europe. Now they fill me with terror. How does she know so much? Is any of it true? If so, who is this man who is not really my friend? Could it be one of the men that I travel with? Could it be Smythe? Who the secret figure? Why iron? The 3 who are older than mankind. I feel my legs seizing up from the influence of that damnable simulacrum. What will become of me? Of all of us, of our minds? Should we fail? What will become of everyone? Will anyone be able to call their skin their own? Again, I pray that you will never know these truths. Your loving Gabriel.
All right. So you are at the Bazaar. You've just finished having your fortune told. And you step back out into the warmth and the hustle and bustle. The Bazaar is filled with people this time of day. It's very much like, well, what you'd imagine a Turkish bazaar would be like. This is Serbian, but it's the same thing. People calling out, people trying to get your attention, trying to sell you carpets, trying to sell you things, trying to sell you clothing. It's quite crowded and busy, and you've all been very careful with your pockets because there are definitely pickpockets in here. You can all roll for luck to see if you've missed something. And Theodore, you had a question.
Yeah, I passed on the luck, but I wanted to definitely make my way to a commoner's clothing place here.
Okay.
I failed.
I failed. I only have 23 luck anyway, so...
Well, in that case, you lost some change out of your pockets, and you may have caught a glimpse of the child running off into the crowd far more nimbly than you could chase after him.
I mean, they need it more than us. We've got that whole
Indeed.
treasure trove from Smythe, so...
Indeed.
With the past luck,
Yeah, with the pass.
does that mean we find their change in our pockets?
Since they're crazy criminals, they steal from one person.
Yeah.
Just
Robin Hood.
but it might mean that you feel something and you slap back and hit a kid's hand and knock it away as he runs.
I rolled an 08, so I am quite lucky in the bazaar so far.
So as you move through the crowd, you notice on the right side up ahead, there looks like there is a lot of statuary. Somebody is selling old statuary. As you come up, part of it looks like it's probably newly processed reproductions of things, but there are a lot of what you'd think of as broken pieces, things that have probably fallen off of old statues, things that are there's legs, arms, heads, lots and lots of them. They're stacked on shelves in the back. What do you want to do?
I'll go over there and check it out. We came here to shop. Might as well take a look.
So as you're looking around, then do a spot hidden. Yes, my friends, what can I do for you?
Oh, I passed my spot hidden. regular, but still pass. Just browsing. I'm trying to assemble a statue, and just looking for some missing parts that could work. Looking for like a right arm or a head, but not made out of marble, more of a smoother finish.
Well, we've got all sorts of things here. Something to put in your house, make your house look very beautiful with beautiful statuary, and goes on and on and on and on like this. And he starts moving some stuff around on the shelves. And you catch a glimpse of at least the fingers of a hand that are about the right size and the right shape. The whatever it's made of looks like it might be porcelain-like. It is, daylight out. There's a shade over the top, but it's still pretty bright. You can't see whether it's broken or how it ends, but he's sort of just moving stuff around. Do you see anything that you like?
When I see Bloch moving in, I'm going to tap the fellow and ask him about something a little bit away, because I don't want him to understand that we have possibly found something. So I'll be like, "Oh yes, my friend Bloch will look. I'm curious very much about this. This is what material is this? Is this a lion foot or a dragon foot? Or show me this, please, sir."
So you're seeking to distract him.
Yeah.
Now, you can do that probably pretty easily. He's easily distracted. However, there are hundreds of people all around you. So, all right. So what do you want to do? You've distracted him.
I'm gonna go up to that arm that you described, and maybe if there's like other stuff leaning against it, because like Bazaars, they just kind of lean the stuff on it. I'll kind of move it around so I can get a better look at it, and maybe even pick it up.
Oddly, it does look kind of like what you are expecting. You lift it out. You can see that where it would have attached to a statue it's been slightly damaged, but it's got an interesting sheen to it, almost pearlescent. And just as you are looking at it, a man with a dark beard and bushy eyebrows, standing right next to you, reaches out and grabs it and yanks it out of your hand and runs into the crowd. The proprietor of the shop sees that, and he's like, "Stop, thief!" like this. And he starts yelling something in Serbian, and you notice that the other shop owners all around him, and maybe some people in the crowd, suddenly start to try and move towards this guy who's starting to run with this in his hand. What do you want to do?
I'm going to run after him. I'm not a fast man because I'm unfortunately ate and drank too much in my youth, but I will try and chase after him.
Do being like Dorian, and I guess the rest of us are sort of spread out, does the guy run in any of our directions?
Well, you guys are probably all pretty close looking at the statuary, so you're right there. He's run just past you. But there's a general alarm that suddenly comes up, from the crowd.
I will run after him too. I'm a little dexterous man.
Give chase.
All right. All right. What are all your speeds?
7.
9.
Oh no, sorry.
My move rate is 9.
Okay.
My move rate's 9. I'm a speedy bugger.
Theodore, me and you are rapid boys.
8.
8. All right. And Dr. Neruda?
7.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. We'll be hanging
So
out
we
together.
kind of divided you up all easily. All right. Dorian and Theodore, you are running ahead. It's difficult. You can do strength rolls, because you're literally having to sort of push people out of the way.
15 out of 50. That is a hard success.
Nice. Oh, look at that. I run into a wall at 86 out of 60.
Well, you don't run into a wall, but you run into another person probably.
Whereas
It's
I'm just
much
like,
better.
bang, get out of
Much bigger, and I tackle myself.
I'm just like, get out of the way.
Dorian manages to sort of, football around somebody and keep going.
I do a roll over someone's back somehow.
Oh, yes. That's awesome.
And Roland, you have an 8.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and do a strength roll to see how you're pushing your way through the crowd.
I would like to also whap Deshaun, the child, on the back and say, "Get that man!" And I also rolled a 04. So, whoa, that's an extreme for my strength.
The child has a kind of technique. He's used to weaving in and out of much larger people. And if you sort of hunker down and move, you find that you can actually shove people aside with your shoulders as you move. And it's almost like they're used to getting shoved around. So they're not really freaking out or anything like that.
I'm only size 50 also, so I can follow him.
You're you're a little below average. And Dr. Neruda.
You're asking for strength rolls to push through the crowd?
Yeah.
Or,
Gunter too.
Okay.
No.
No.
Yeah.
60 is a failure, and I'm not going to spend the 5 points of luck.
Okay. Oh, God.
Those of us who have leg pieces of the simulacrum are lagging behind, surprisingly.
Yeah, my leg's messed up.
This is shocking to them.
And I'm in horrible shape with my size 70.
So we're probably arm in arm, just like grabbing our legs.
So the three of you are moving pretty good. You're running along. The crowd it's sort of making a noise as it's going along. You can see the guy because he's kind of running with the thing up like this, so that maybe to keep it from hitting people. He ducks down an alley, and you get to the alley, and you duck down the alley, and you see him leap over some baskets, very Indiana Jones sort of chase through the market. If you would like, you can attempt to almost, jump up on a table and leap over the carpet dealer and, gain an advantage if you want to try that.
Yeah,
that is a dex roll.
That is 52 out of 65, so success.
So lightning fast little Dorian leaps up and gets a few, hey, like this as you're doing it. But
I'm still a youngish man. I can.
Theodore, were you going to attempt that, or?
May I?
Around?
Even though I was stopped by a big linebacker. Did that just slow me down a little bit? Could I?
It just slowed you down a little bit.
Okay, here we go. Here's my dex. Look I get to roll against my great dex. Nothing can happen. Oh my God. Okay, I will never say that again. 95. 95 out of 75.
All right, so we're going to say that you attempt the same sort of thing, and as you leap, you're sure you're going to make it, and the guy in the booth reaches up and grabs your pant leg as you go, and it causes you to fall right into the booth where he is. So Dorian's all up ahead. Dr. Kurz.
I was slipping along very nicely, and I can't make the jump. I roll an 89, and so maybe I get thumped by Thursby falling on me, or...
Okay. Still, I'll give you a couple of seconds to recover and continue the fight. You're just farther behind. Gunter and Dr. Neruda have stepped into a small cafe to get a coffee and
Truly, this is This is for our younger members of the
Yeah,
company
yeah.
to handle.
I'll just see what their local beer is.
So Theodore and Roland do luck rolls.
Aha! I didn't say I didn't have overconfidence and rolled a 006.
Very nice.
Good.
I extremely passed my luck.
Dorian.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah, all three of you. Yeah.
Yeah. No good for me. 65 on 57.
I got 26 out of 23.
Okay. So, Dorian, you get slowed down a little on this ridiculous chase.
I was so far ahead.
The fellow seems to be himself struggling to get through the crowd. You can see other people in the crowd moving in his direction, trying to get to him. You come into a small little square where there's shops all the way around, and he moves towards the center of it. As you start to catch up to him, I would like you both to do intelligence rolls.
Oh, this is my best stat. What could possibly go wrong? 39 out of 70. There's some bad rolls on the horizon. I can.
Ooh. 40 out of 70. So it's a standard pass.
It's just a standard for me.
So the two of you pass, and as you are getting closer to the guy, you start to think that your luck has changed as you're making it through the crowd, and it suddenly dawns on you, does he want you to catch him? And as you're looking, you're still sort of in full movement, but as you're looking around, you suddenly notice that there are other people moving towards where he is that look like they might be his buddies. And you get the feeling that a fight's about to take place.
Okay. Well, we
And
can't
Roland,
really communicate.
you come up from the outside seeing this.
I could Morse code, like I could hand signal back to you because we fought together, we've worked together and fought together. We can do some hand gestures. I don't know, a little bird or a giraffe.
How about our little child guide? Is he fallen behind somewhere, or?
He seems to have disappeared into the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So what you see now is you see the shopkeepers with you and behind you converging on this guy, and these other people coming from the other direction, and a fist fight indeed suddenly breaks out. You're suddenly dodging, and this guy is in the middle of the crowd, and he starts swinging that arm around.
Mm-hmm.
And people, are pulling back from where he's doing it, and he's oddly enough laughing.
It
looks like he's crazy.
I just want to go for a tackle, to be fair. I just want to tackle.
You can try that.
Well, do you want me to just roll a brawl for tackle?
A brawl, yeah.
Come on. Oh, fuck. 99.
I got 85. So you try to tackle, and you end up getting maybe punched in the face by somebody.
I'm mid about to spear him, and I just get punched mid spear.
Theodore, what do you want to
do? How close am I to Dorian and whoever he just tackled?
Probably pretty close, but you're probably looking at the guy.
I attempted to.
Not looking at Dorian.
So, well, yeah, but I mean, okay. So the guy that Dorian tackled was the one with the leg?
He didn't manage to tackle him. He missed.
Okay.
Because he got punched in the face.
I'll go for him from the other side. So since he was busy looking at Dorian, he's not going to see me coming from the other side.
Okay.
Like this. Like, now let's see if the dice now recreate what I just said.
Stop with the preamble. It gets you bad rolls too.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, so there's a catastrophic failure.
Okay. So as you're getting ready to attack him, another fist comes and hits you in the face.
Dude, you need to
Knocks you
stop with
over.
the preamble. It's ruining your luck.
Dr. Kurz.
Yeah. So as the other men who are coming from the crowd ahead, they are also bearded. They have perhaps prepared for us some way.
Yeah,
They look
a lot
like
of
they
people
are
are bearded,
associates of
but
his. Yeah. They look in
they do look like his associates.
and presumably they are not bandits who try to separate Europeans from one object. They are here to follow us, I assume. And I'm looking at the number of them and the number of shopkeepers who are trying to stop the thief. Does it seem equally balanced? Does it seem hopeless?
It seems like there's probably more of you than there are of him.
Yeah.
But those people are fighting the shopkeepers as well.
So what I would like to do, as I'm not particularly prone to physical violence, I want to sort of circle the combat a little bit and watch for an opportunity. The fellow was swinging the arm now, yeah, combatively.
Uh-huh.
So I'm looking for an
Yeah.
opportunity to if he makes contact, it will slow down, or if he reaches the end of his arm, it will slow down. I'm looking for an opportunity to grab the arm and maybe help separate him from it with the object I'm carrying on my person.
Okay.
So
All
this
right.
might be a complicated brawl, but I'm sort of setting it up. I'm not jumping in. I'm looking for an opportunity.
Okay. Yeah, after a couple of swings and he swings it around, go ahead and do a brawl.
Hmm.
You're trying to grapple, but it's a brawl.
Yeah. Oh, a regular success.
Okay.
Nice.
So as he swings it, the strength of the swing, spends itself out, and it comes to a stop in the air right in front of you, and you reach out and grab a hold of it. Do a dex roll.
Regular also.
Okay. You yank it out of his hand, and he turns and looks at you when he does, and he hauls back his fist and punches in your direction.
Okay.
You want to
Well,
dodge?
I was preparing his grip to be harder, which is why I have the Mim Sahis in the other hand. So I think I'll be returning aggression with the blade.
Okay.
This is also fighting brothers, no knife skill. Okay. Chimney. But that's failure.
Okay. So as you swing the knife forward, his fist comes into contact with your, we'll say your arm as he hits. And as a result, you let the arm go, and it flies behind you, hits the ground, and it shatters into a million pieces. And by this moment, you start to hear whistles blowing, and the police are on the move. They're trying to stop the crowd from fighting at this point.
First thing is I sheath the knife. Second thing, false alarm, it was a lure. It was awfully easy.
And it takes quite a while for the crowd to sort of go back to what they were doing. But within 10 minutes or so, you're walking back to wherever Dr. Gabriel and Gunter are. And they are sitting there at the cafe having a little bit of coffee.
Goes,
This is the largest shish kebab I have ever seen.
I ordered an extra coffee for you. I thought you'd be thirsty after the run.
Very kind of you, Herr Bloch. That was not a real piece. They planted that for us. So they know something about its appearance.
And they are following us. They knew to do this right with us.
Who
Not-
are these people? Could this just be something that we're interpreting as related? That is just.
Mm,
I mean, then
Yeah.
again, here I am talking about coincidences and
Yeah.
situation.
that'd be a hell of a coincidence that I go to pick up an arm that we think is what we're looking for, and someone steals it out of all the statuary pieces at that dealer.
Yeah, and he has
Coincidence.
and he lets us chase him toward his associates who are prepared to attack.
Oh,
On the other hand, maybe they did not place it there. Maybe it is an accident of appearance, and they are just following us because we will lead them to the pieces.
mhm.
I think both interpretations are fair at this point.
Quite possibly.
I
I
would-
forget, is Dushan's there with you?
I mean, if he was lost in the crowd, but he had led us to the market. I think he was doing the translating for the scary lady.
That's right. So he is with you. He tells you, he says, it seems like sometimes the thieves will try to lure you into a secluded spot before they rob you. I think they were somewhere ready because obviously his comrades were waiting for him to grab something and be chased into that area. So it did seem like the thieves were just trying to get you alone. They might have tried to run down an alley and you'd have followed
Mhm.
and
Do
found
we look-
yourself surrounded.
Do we look this much more wealthy than other people from the train we disembarked visiting this
You look
market?
European. So
That's what I wanted to hit up earlier, is a common clothes place. I'd highly recommend us each getting like a cloak, a common coat, something like that to quickly put on that would quickly drape over the majority of what we're wearing, and then just sort of have that tucked in a little satchel that we keep with us. So if we're in a crowd, we could, with minimal effort, blend right into it.
That's very
Um, as you are here in Belgrade, people dress more or less in a European style. If you were going out into the countryside, then the clothing style would change, just like it would anywhere else. So there's not a particular recognizable
garb.
way, except that you look like tourists. You don't act like locals. You act like
Oh, okay, so
visitors.
it's more of a-
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, a German can't go marching through the streets without being harassed. We should do something about that.
So what would you like to do next?
I feel I think we should go back to the shower at the hotel and have baths and talk about what the old woman said without any extra ears about us.
Yes. I also have a little fear. I can't get that those chicken eyes out of my head.
Are there any knife shops in the bazaar? Are there
yeah.
old knives that might be made of iron or iron? Because I
Do
think
a
that
luck roll.
might be a good idea.
No,
instead of
they
getting-
usually make blades out of steel because it's
the more
harder.
modern ones, but older ones, maybe.
All steel is iron.
And look
That's
at
true.
that. Look at that. My luck has failed me also with an 88.
Look at that.
It's
I
amazing.
can barely
Oh.
believe my eyes.
That's bizarre because I looked down at my dice and they're on 88 too. How strange.
Uh-oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
I have the control dice.
Oh.
I would
No,
like
but
to,
if there is anything that you'd like, you could probably find it here at the bazaar.
Yeah.
I would like to ask the boy again. He kind of he obviously brought us to shops where he gets a little bit of bakshish for bringing Europeans. I would like him to, since we're going back to the hotel, we know our way. We will see him tomorrow. We are looking for also documents of antiquity Particularly, we would like to find some scrolls in any language. If there is a dealer that operates with this sort of material, and he might not know offhand, but if he wants to, for us some extra dinar, do this research for us, it would be appreciated.
Of course, yeah. There are a number of museums in the city.
Yeah, we're also looking to purchase, however. So if there's a dealer, or perhaps there's a bookseller or a private antiquarian.
Old bookstore, yeah.
Yeah. But for
yes,
now,
I can
we
find
have
that
had
for you.
enough shopping, what with the attack and so on.
Well, or maybe before we go. Well, we may not be able to find like an antique weapon that's pure iron, unrefined than steel. I wonder if there is like an antique jewelers or something that would have like an old iron like crucifix or other kind of.
That's interesting. Probably, I mean, you could look, but probably you're going to find that they don't make jewelry out of iron because it would tarnish your skin.
Nails.
And rust. Yeah, there definitely would be iron nails.
Furniture repair shop. There we go. Carpenter tools. There we go.
Yeah, you could probably find, bits and pieces of iron. There's probably an iron, grill great workshop somewhere in there.
Also, Dr. Nurio could consider taking up the steam iron. Perhaps if you're pressing close, it will keep you out of danger.
Well, and fireplace implements.
Fireplace tongs,
pokers.
wrought iron.
Yeah,
you can get a pretty good swing with a fire poker. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they have those hammers with the spike that you
hold on to the blacksmith.
Punched leather. Yeah, those are made of iron.
Yeah, hammers.
Your polite
things like that.
jab there, Roland, does remind me that we should talk about what that woman said in her reading.
This is one of the reasons I want to send the lad off on an errand.
All right, so you're going to head back so that you can chat?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll say that you get back to your hotel, you get cleaned up, and
when I'm cleaning up, did I activity reopen my bullet hole?
Do a luck
Activity?
roll on your bullet hole.
Oh, I was
Actually,
holding onto that arm when he yanked it out of it. That can jerk your. That's a fail.
It's looking a little redder.
Oh,
So you don't know whether it's just irritated because of your exercise or
Maybe if I stopped rubbing it, it'd stop turning red.
Theodore.
could I assist by redressing the wound and just making it as patched up as possible?
Yeah, but I don't tell you it's doing this.
Oh, you don't tell me. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's just there in the room while you're getting ready to take the shower, and
Creeping on me.
you guys have grown close. It's creeping on you.
My, what is that there?
You insult me.
Eyes up here. All right, so you guys get all cleaned up, and you've come together in one of your rooms to talk.
Gentlemen, we have much discussed. There's something I would like to show you, however, before we begin. And I hold up the ring you have long seen that I wear on my pinky finger.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hold up my hand, and there is no pinky finger. And then I produce from my pocket a pinky finger. And I put it on the coffee table, and I produce the Mim Sahis.
Now, before you continue that, what's really interesting is the pinky finger is not bleeding. It's not discolored. It hasn't turned white. It is perfectly, you almost think that he could wiggle it, except that it's not attached.
And you can see the little bit of bone in the center, both
see
here.
it perfectly, yeah.
Sanity?
Yeah, you can do sanity if you want to.
That's quite unnerving. Dr. Kurz.
I put it on the table and I press the pinky against the flesh and I run the knife between them and I sort of nudge them together and squeeze. And then I wiggle my fingers and I put my ring back on.
What the? I failed my sanity roll.
And there is no scar.
Yeah, I got a
If you fail, just take a one hit point of damage.
That's astonishing. Dr. Kurz.
Yeah, it's a pity that we must destroy this as well, because the implications for, as the doctor said in a previous stop, it's a very powerful tool.
Very powerful indeed.
And if we have the opportunity when we are into the future, I increasingly feel confident employing it. It's almost like a teaching implement as well as a powerful scientific object.
I'm just very concerned about what type of power is flowing through with that. How would you feel about one of us carrying that knife, Dr. Kurz?
I'm not afraid to part with it, if that's what you mean. I don't think we should juggle it around either. If there is damage involved in it, I have so far not been bearing any limps that cause me harm, so we must balance this in total. But you're free to experiment with it. I was timid at first. I did a little sliver here, and I couldn't feel it, so I wondered, and I cut through a piece of wood that it fell apart in two, and then I rejoined the pieces of wood, and so on. I have a scientific background, after all. I am comfortable expanding on experiments.
I suppose it would corrupt us no more than these individual pieces of the simulacron.
Was that little operation you did painful?
I would not say it was painful, no. There's an interesting sensation. And I did lose just a bit of blood. The implement seems to effectively seal as it cuts. And as you can see, nothing sticks to it. But there is some interruption to the tissue. And yeah, when I was adjusting it on the table, you may have seen the way I moved it. I have a more intuitive understanding of the joining of the tendon and nerve tissue within. It's a teaching implement to some extent.
Did it rejoin the wood together that you cut? Did you try and rejoin that together? You said it cut through it without any problem. I'm just wondering if it worked on an inanimate object and not just living.
I think it should, Tom.
I don't remember this wood that you're talking about. What are you referring to?
Just private experiments before I was going to show off with the pinky. I used it on some inanimate objects also.
When you use it on inanimate, I can't say the word. When you use it on those things, yeah, it'll cut through them like butter. But you also feel weakened when that happens. Almost like it's draining energy from you. But when you did it on your own finger, you didn't feel anything.
What the man said.
I'll be back. I want to fetch something real quick. I get up and I go down, and what I'm looking for is go to the alleyway and see if I can find some food that's probably spoiled that they've thrown out.
Okay.
Like a meat or something. When I do, I'll bring it back and I'll go, I wonder if it would purify this food, remove what's went wrong with this food.
I think because that is already a non-living thing. The
Huh.
the mechanism has no way to heal it. I could perhaps cut away cleanly some of the rot,
Uh-huh.
but
But
the material that is not living, I mean, the wood was alive once also.
that's true. Huh.
Is there a local fish market with fresh fish?
Hmm.
We are in a seaport, there must be. Although living fish and fresh fish are not the same thing.
Well, we could go to
Yeah.
straight to the docks and pay someone £1 sterling for one of their fish.
We could probably in this water catch a fish ourselves, and we could see if I can cut it in half and stick it together. But I don't understand why that would be different than this.
Well,
there are
but
probably animals at the bazaar that you could buy, a pig and a frog and a dog
Yeah.
and a cat, and
Perhaps we
Uh,
could
playing
get-
around with.
we could start with a black hen, and
No.
Dabrowski would be much more comfortable if we started with a black hen.
No,
Uh,
no black hens, please. No black hens.
I would
I've-
just be.
I've known you guys a while. Do any of you speak German besides me?
Yeah, I'm Swiss.
So I say to Dr. Kurz in German, I was like going, my wound's getting worse. I was wondering if that knife could remove the rot on this inanimate object before we try and remove it from my wound.
Yeah, well, frankly, auf Deutsch sollen wir sprechen. Herr Bloch, one of the reasons I do this experiment is because I have noticed you favoring that arm and, Thursby fussing around the dressing. And I wondered if, in fact, if it was not, the immediate field dressing for the gunshot wound is very serious. So I thought perhaps I could.
Yeah. Maybe we could try it out, but I don't want Theodore to know. He seems overly concerned about you doing that. But it is getting worse. It's getting warmer and redder.
Yeah, I assume you didn't say Theodore, but you said our friend the hunter or something.
Yeah, something like that,
Herr Jägermeister.
right?
Yeah. I think ever since he has become the 6,000-degree man, he is mindful of the way these things affect others, I guess. So let's have this important. Oh, we are being very rude, by the way.
Yes.
I'll put it away. We can talk about the black hen
hmm
and the frightening old woman and our anticipations about whether she is correct about what she has said. And then you and I can take care of that arm problem.
Right. Then switch back to I assume we all speak English. I go
me no speak English. Me
you
no
don't
speak English.
whatever whatever language we were conversing in. Yes, Dr. Kurz. I am concerned about what that old woman said, and I think we can bring it up with the others. Is anyone else suspicious about this unknown friend that she mentioned?
Now that you
There
mention,
was people that have opposed us. One of them is unknown, but there's somebody that we believe to be a friend who was actually an enemy, according to what she said.
That's what it is, and I mean, that's what I was wanting to talk to Dr. Kurz about before I brought it up, because I don't want to spread more paranoia than we have. I'm just very concerned that we haven't heard from Professor Smythe when he's promised to get a hold of us, and he seemed to have set us on this quest, for lack of a better term. And I'm just worried that my paranoia is making me doubt a friend that I've had for years.
I've had a similar thought, Gunther.
Oh, good.
I hate to be suspicious of him, but it seems like he sent us onto this absolutely perilous, treacherous mission.
I mean,
And he seems to be kind of backing out of it. I just don't know.
Well, I'm not concerned about him backing out of it. I'm concerned that we're doing exactly what he wanted. We're finding these pieces that he's funding us
And
to
giving him
find.
detailed updates about our location and progress.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the old double cross.
The other problem being that we believed that he couldn't travel with us because of the brutal carving into his chest. But if he was in fact a member of this cult, that would be perhaps only an initiation or a delight for him.
How do we know he
Or if
isn't
it's
following?
not
How do we know he
Smythe
isn't
doing-
following us?
I mean, his assistant.
Yeah. I mean,
His assistant who is kind of interfaced between us
Yeah.
and Smythe.
Yeah, and the fire damage, like the carving of the chest, is trivial if you can change your skin at will.
well, and we know the cult has no compunction about killing someone. Why would they just, someone that they viewed as an enemy, just injure him?
We knew James Beddoes really well. That's right.
True.
Maybe we could. And James Beddoes still in London.
As far as we know. Again, we haven't heard
Maybe-
from him.
Maybe we should reach out to James and have him check in on.
I mean,
Mr.
and maybe
Professor
that
Smythe.
Smythe did not survive.
Yeah.
No,
Maybe.
James was there when you talked to Smythe, and James told you that he was taking Smythe to a safe place away so that they can't find him. You've also received some telegrams that seem to indicate that they might be traveling, but up north of you. I think there was one from Salzburg that he mentioned. Smythe also said to you that it was extremely dangerous for him to go into Constantinople because of the maybe that cult or another cult. But then you've also read the journal, so you do know why it's really dangerous for him to travel in this part of the world. There's a lot of people that want him dead.
Yeah.
Right, the incident with the blood red fez.
I just
It's
I don't know.
interesting.
It is if he, for all we know, he is going to double cross, or maybe even triple cross.
Who else could it possibly be?
Yeah.
Not one of those two. Who else is a trusted friend?
Yeah.
Well, here's another take on it. Okay, if the skinless ones and the ones that have been fighting us every step of the way wants to slow us down or end us, what better way than to sow seeds of dissent and distrust amongst us by having that planted in the reading?
That is very true. How do we know she could be going from, she could be a part of that group, and it is just all a whole misdirection. That's the whole point of them, right? And same with magic, correct?
Yeah. Exactly. It's there. And we could also, I mean, this is why I was nervous to bring it up. She could have just done her normal prediction, and we're just reading into it, and the paranoia of what's happened, we're putting more weight to what she said. I just don't feel that is the case anymore, that you can just write it off as simply as before.
Well, if we were going to be really paranoid, we could be like one of us five.
Yeah.
Is it, you know.
Yeah, for that matter, Dr. York.
Highly. I mean, Roland could have killed us all with that knife of his and taken the pieces for himself. That's what he wanted to do.
That is true. Dr. York. He is vanished.
True.
Dr. York, that's right, a friend. Oh, how do we know that he left for those reasons?
Yeah, I think we must assume that anyone who appears to be a friend and is not, if her prediction is meaningful, wishes to gather all the pieces before the coup de grace.
I have a thing. Maybe on our next update, for Smythe, we don't do a detailed one. We keep it vague, and see if we get a proper response asking for more details or digging further. It might, as a little trap, a little literary trap.
That's not unreasonable. Herr Bloch, in your professional opinion, could this Romany woman could have been inventing this?
I would say, yeah, a skilled fortune teller could just invent stuff up, and as Dr. Neruda pointed out, a lot of her predictions were very vague and could be metaphorically tied to about anything, but the weight of 7 in a row is what makes me, and the fact that I do believe there is stuff besides just showmanship going on in the world nowadays. That
Yes.
And if she were part of a conspiracy, of course, she could have the information that would lead us astray if that was the intention of setting her up. And then we would have to not trust the child also.
As I said, the whole point of them, in a way, is even if she's the real deal, the whole point is they feed these things from a psychological perspective. They feed these things to play on our brain, and then our brain makes up the rest of what they're saying. So, like we have discussed, our brain fills in the blanks.
Yeah.
But
So,
I mean, where did Dr. York say he was going?
Back to London.
Katerina?
Back to London.
First to Paris and then to London was his plan.
Perhaps we could send a telegram to
Yes.
I wonder if it's worth hiring a private investigator to see about Dr. York, or send him a telegram, see if he responds directly.
It seems harmless to try.
And again, we could do that. And as I said, on our next update, keep it vague to Professor Smythe. We don't do a detailed one. Very vague, to the point. See what happens.
Regarding her other assertions, do we think that we have been opposed by 3, 2 open, 1 secret, and the third is also the friend who we should not trust? Or are there 2 opponents in this regard? And what other
I would assume,
might we meet? 3 more?
I guess it depends on
Perhaps the thing you saw at the clock tower was the secret third opponent. Yeah, something we've not had in direct conflict with.
Perhaps that is what it's referring to. It just depends on what the word secret means.
Yeah.
I don't know how helpful this will be.
I mean, in a way, the thing in the clock tower killed an enemy.
Yeah, it helped us.
It got rid of that monster in long one.
Yeah, I also wonder, like maybe we're giving these cultists more credit than they need. I mean, if they knew where we were going, that we had these pieces, do we really think that they would, for lack of a better term, pussyfoot around with us and not just kill us?
I have been somewhat patient on occasion. Yeah.
They probably want to make sure if they just kill us, they need to find out where all the pieces are we have, and they also need to find out what we know, because they're searching for the same stuff ultimately. So our knowledge and our possessions are much more important to them than just our lives.
I would say we have done.
Are any of you familiar with record access about travel? I wonder if there's a fairy manifest that would say whether Dr. York ever returned to London across the channel.
He would have had to bought a ticket.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and
I don't think the Express would divulge on a customer's privacy about
Well, we
the
could
return
just,
trip, but
yeah, I mean,
You could.
we could
I'm
see
sure.
contact some of our friends in the Arcane Society. He's a member also, and if they've seen him, then that would.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was
Hey.
one of the primary members.
Those are all of us. So
It's a question I'm wondering now. Could you telegram across the ocean? I know that you could make a phone call, though it would take a long time.
Yeah, transatlantic,
Yeah.
you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
Yes.
actually,
that
a
was
whole
around.
interesting question. Do we know Dr. York's phone number?
Yes, because he left us the contact so we could
How
get
about
money if needed.
Probably have a home
Let's
and
just- let's
an office.
just call his house? See if he
Yes.
picks up, or if somebody's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, he's."
He
The
ran
only
off
thing I am
with a mute
worried.
opera singer.
The only thing I worry is if, let's say, he isn't a traitor, and he never. What if he has been hurt? That is another worry, isn't it? We've been
Yeah,
tracked.
a phone call will
Help
let us know something.
Ease. Learn something. Yes. Let's do it.
Well, I mean, yeah, I agree. Maybe checking just for ease of our mind that he's okay. But I think sometimes you just have to go with the practical solution. We can't be also jumping at every doubt we have. I think maybe the easiest, most direct thing we need to do is find this piece that's supposed to be here so we can keep staying ahead of it.
All I know is, as far as I'm concerned, the five of us can trust each other. As far as I'm concerned.
Exactly.
So we need to keep us as this inner circle. And we need to keep any information from now on as anything we digress or say, we need to keep it short, to the point. We need to avoid. I know I made a slip with Smythe's name. We need to work on not slipping.
Yeah.
We need to keep things coded in a way. We need to come up with a code, maybe.
I know we're all being affected by the pieces of the simulacrum. And honestly, Dr. Kurz, I don't know what effect that knife has by using it. It might have a similar effect, a similar subtle corruption. But so far, it seems like we're all pretty much in control of our faculties.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
There's no question that all of these artifacts must be disposed of suitably as quickly as possible. They cannot do any good in the long term in human hands. If in the short term they are useful tools for us, then we should treat them as such. If that sneak thief, if that's all he was in the market, had met the blade, then his career as such a criminal would have been shortened. And if that piece was something vital to us, we would have had it. As it happened, they seem to know enough to manufacture a false piece of the simulacrum. This again troubles me. It doesn't seem as though any common street criminal would choose that artifact to try to nab and run off with, leading us on a chase of the wild geese.
Unless they were just taking what Gunther was interested in and running, hoping we'd chase, so then they could just rob us. I mean, their goal might have just been, as standard thieves, finding a way to get us separated.
Yeah, I think this is wishful thinking.
As you guys continue to discuss, I'm gonna go place a phone call or start that process.
Yes.
And where are you calling?
I am calling the Port Authority in Calais, France.
Okay. That's where the the ferry crosses. All right, we'll say that you go and you put that in. There's a delay of maybe, we'll just say a half an hour, and they will ring the phone. They'll put the phone call through, and then they'll ring at your room, so you can come back to your room.
Excellent.
So while you're
Being
having your
paranoia,
discussion,
but
all right, you kind of try to guess based on when this all happened, when Dr. York left Milan with Caterina Cavallaro. They would have taken the train back to Paris. They would have probably been there the next day. And if they then they went to Calais, they should be in London 2 days after they left you. The Port Authority checks the records, and he finds no ticket bought by a Dr. Edison York or for a woman named Caterina Cavallaro. That doesn't mean he didn't use a fake name, but there doesn't seem to be any evidence that he ever got on the ferry.
okay, now I want to have a call placed to his house.
Yes.
Okay. Are you calling his London or his Americans? Probably his Americans. It's more recent. We'll say you have his family. You talked about, visiting his family in London. You place that call, and you get members of his extended family. You get somebody, and they inform you also that they haven't seen Dr. York Edison since he left London weeks ago. You call his house in the United States, he probably wouldn't be there yet, but they also have not heard from Dr. York.
Development.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Poor Katerina. I mean, she had lost her voice, but she was still a lovely woman.
Of course, this still doesn't answer the question of whether York is working against us or if he's deceased.
Exactly.
This makes me come back to, because we would have mentioned to Smythe in our letters that York departed from us.
Exactly.
Your letters to Smythe? You don't. You haven't
updates
written
to Smythe?
We have no way to reach him.
Smythe.
No.
He's in
No, I guess
hiding.
we haven't.
Yes.
Yeah, we haven't updated Smythe.
Yeah, we are hoping to hear
We've
from
only
him.
talked about it. We've been waiting to hear
Yes,
from
we've
him.
only
before we
yes.
Yeah, because we don't even know where to send it.
Okay. That's a fair point.
Yes.
Huh. Well.
So I guess that whole line of thought about us updating Smythe. We've never done it.
Indeed.
Now, if you recall that the telegrams are being sent restant, which means that no matter where you are, you can pick them up. They're more or less kept in, like, almost, I want to say electronically. It's not quite that. I don't know how their system worked, but when you put in the code, you get the message.
Right.
Wherever you are.
Oh. Yeah.
You haven't had any in the last couple of stops.
No.
Yes,
So they can send us telegrams
in that case,
without
we
knowing
don't
our
really.
location, and we can't message them back.
Yes, in that case, we have no clue.
Oh.
So I suppose, if anything, should we see our dear friend Dr. York again,
We need to be careful, I think.
Yeah.
Very careful.
Well,
Because now that we have now that we have got that not knowing where Smythe really is, if we are distrusting, or we think there might be some issues, and that makes it more
I
worrying.
think the final word on this all is no matter who we come across, whether it be Smythe or York or anyone purporting or that we believe to be a friend, under no circumstances do we relinquish control of any of the pieces.
Yeah.
Or anything that we've acquired on our journey to anybody but the five of us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, where do you think we should look? Yeah, the Bazaar seemed like a good option, but
Well, we still haven't exhausted the museum once we've gone through the bureaucratic.
It's true. I'd also like to go
process.
check out this fortress. According to the travel brochure provided by the Orient Express, there is a museum there that opened up in 1904, and there is a torture tower there. Maybe I'm just thinking back to that awful basement in Paris that seemed to
No,
torture people.
that's a good connection, Gunter. We
Yeah.
should sort of do that with their
Also-
today, I think.
Todorovic has his friend that finds things for him, but he wouldn't give us his name before he got the documents.
Yes.
But it might be good to get things that had not already been cataloged by the museum, because as we noted, had Todorovic seen something that looks like a piece of the Zedevka, he would have noted it as something unusual, to say the least.
Mhm.
We're at the hotel now, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Could we go to like the front desk, or maybe check in with the Orient Express to see if we have received any recent telegrams?
I think we checked before we left.
I mean, we
the
might want to check
telegraph
more
office is where the rail is. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we might want to check more regularly.
We have made a habit of looking for telegrams and reading newspapers, and we have not been contacted post-restant. Which doesn't mean we could not be at any moment. Although at this point, I don't know what I would do with any information we receive from anyone we formerly thought of as a friend.
Well, it would
The
depend.
thing is, we have made a lot of friends along our journey.
More enemies.
We
When
have
was
made
the
a
last?
lot of enemies, but few friends.
Yeah.
I feel as though most of the friends we have made are beyond the field of dreams.
Hmm.
When was the last time we actually checked? Was that yesterday?
You checked right after you got off the train.
Yeah. So
And
yesterday.
we've been here for about 28, 30 hours, something like that.
Overnight. Yeah.
So something could have come through.
Yeah, I'm almost ready to just check, at longest every 24 hours.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll head on over. I'd like to check.
I will come with you because
travel in pairs or threes, a good idea.
I would say instead, because you are the people who have documentation now that's official that you are academics, perhaps you should go and speak to Todorovic at the museum. Anyone can check the post-restant address.
Do they have their documents yet?
We do not. He said we
tomorrow.
had to wait tomorrow.
Did you try bribing him at least?
Did I give him? Yes, I gave him money.
Did you ask him? Did you ask
Orient
him?
left him a tip.
Oh yeah,
I
tipped him. Yes, I didn't bribe him. I gave him a generous tip.
Thursby, I don't understand. You just say, is there any way this paperwork can be expedited? And you sneeze out 1,000 dinar bill, and you say, oh, I dropped that. And they say,
I'm not going to lie. I was
open a drawer and stamp the thing, and you are done.
Yes, but
24
Roland,
hours.
we were taken aback by his facial scars. His facial scar. Yes.
Yeah. By the
It
end
is a
of this
little bit
journey,
worrying.
Any of us who survive will be afraid of anyone in a red hat, anyone with a beard, anyone with a mustache, anyone with a strawberry birthmark.
And a black hen.
We
And
in
a-
fact fearful of any and all members of humanity.
Mhm.
So I don't want us to become people that, I mean, we could spend our whole lives waiting for a telegram.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if getting into a greater habit of checking for nothing will do us any good. I do think that we should put the rest of this day to use back going to that fortress, because it seems like such a landmark, especially with the contents of that museum, where if there is a malicious item here, that's where it would be found, or a likely place for it to be found.
I would
Yeah.
agree with you if checking for a telegram was a complicated task, but it's literally a 10-minute a day, 5-minute walk there, 5-minute walk. It's not
It's
that
a
big of
5-minute
a
walk.
Yeah, it's a 5-minute walk. We could
Well,
just do that daily, just because communication is good. So if we got anything in, it would be
Theodore, let's me and you go and check, and then we can use the rest of the day to go and check this fortress. It will take us 10 minutes.
Mm.
Everyone can freshen up, and then we can head on to the fortress.
Sounds good. Yes, we'll you go check that. I'll get freshened up, have me a little beverage, and then we'll head there, and we'll talk to the front desk, see if we need tickets or something to get into the fortress.
Gunther, make sure there is a whiskey that I can quickly
Of course.
or anything. Even I don't really want to shot my whiskey, just something that I can drink quickly.
I'll get you a Jägermeister. It's very good.
Whatever.
Okay. So are the two of you going to the post, and the three of you are waiting for them, and then they're going to come back?
Yeah. Yes.
We're
think.
visiting the package
Fortress.
store in the hotel to pick up a bottle for Dorian, and Gunther and I are also going to take just a moment to do a little
Okay.
private
All right.
search.
So Theodore and Dorian, you head to the telegraph office. And Dr. Roland and Gunther? You're going to-
Neruda, you look ready for your afternoon nap. I'm going to Gunther and I are going to have a little private conversation, not in German. Well, in German, but yeah.
Oh,
Unless you
yeah,
wish to watch.
I don't at all.
Very good.
So I'll wait for you in the lounge downstairs.
Okay.
Right. We will see you soon.
So, Dr. Kurz and Gunther, you go into the room. Gunther, you need to remove your shirt. And Dr. Roland, you take a look at the wound. There doesn't seem to be any, dying flesh. It's pretty red.
A little bit,
Infected, maybe.
a little bit septic, perhaps. Field
bit.
wrap. Yeah.
And as you're looking at it, when you take the Mem Sahis out, you hold it in your hands. You start to comprehend the structure of the skin, the muscles inside, right down to the bone. You're understanding how the bullet passed through. And Gunther, as you're watching Dr. Kurz, it's almost as if he has this very serious, knowing look in his eyes as he's doing this. And without any kind of hesitation, he brings the knife towards you, and he holds it, oddly enough, like this, as he brings it forward. and using his other hand to sort of smooth out the skin, he pushes the knife into you. You don't feel anything, except maybe a slight tingle.
Oh.
And as he's pulling the knife out of you, the flesh is refusing itself together, and he does a little zip over the bullet hole, and it's completely vanished. The only indication that something happened there is there's no hair growing on that bit of skin.
It's amazing.
And Dr. Roland, do a willpower roll.
$76 is unsuccessful.
Okay. You suddenly find yourself deciding, without asking permission, to sort of push Gunter down. We'll say that he's on the end of his bed. You sort of push him down onto the bed, rather forcefully. Gunter, you don't understand what's going on. And Dr. Roland, as you sort of pin him down, and you can fight if you want to, Gunter, it looks like he's going for your bad leg.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll kind of like try and push him off and tell him, buy me a drink first. Or
You have been limping terribly.
Yes.
Yeah, at that point, Roland, you can sort of pull yourself out of it, but you feel confident that you can fix his bad leg, his gimpy leg.
Yeah. Apologies, Roland. The instrument has a bit of a will. I felt certain that I could repair that leg difficulty you've been suffering from.
I feel
easily
you
as the
probably
bullet
could.
wound.
Yeah, you probably could, but I'm nervous about tapping into these powers we don't quite understand, especially so near my
Yeah. Very certainly. The thing is zealous. It may be overzealous. Maybe it thinks it has other problems it can solve. It definitely is. It
no
does
problem
not.
down there.
It does not feel. It does not have the same tainted feeling as the simulacrum, but it does. It does not have a mind, but it is a tool that wishes to be used.
Huh. I mean,
Yeah.
it's amazing. I mean, it's
Yeah, your
like
shoulder
I
looks.
wasn't even shot.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep putting my bandages on so Theodore sees that so Theodore doesn't get suspicious.
And Gunter, which part of the simulacrum do you have?
I have the left leg and the torso.
And which is your gimpy leg? Is it your left leg?
Is my left leg, yeah.
All right. So as you sort of stand up, you do feel your left leg is still hurts. And Dr. Kurz, you seem to be able to guess, though without confirmation, exactly which nerves in his leg are the ones that were damaged by the war. You don't even really know how you know that, but
I think I know how I know that. Not how the knowledge entered me, but yeah, its source. Yeah. So going to think about it, you have been slowed by this. See how the shoulder feels.
Yeah.
And we can discuss the matter of further adjustment. There's a nerve system bundle where there was shrapnel that could be severed and resealed. Just about here. It's worth considering.
It is. I mean, I'd like to think that that knife's not evil and that it'd be almost a crime against humanity to get rid of it. It would be equivalent of burning the Library of Alexandria to throw away such an asset. The heal.
Alexandria was knowledge gained by humans, so this is something that does not belong to us. But while we have it as a necessary evil, it might save our lives yet. Although, yes, I do not enjoy the idea that it should cause me to act without conscious volition. So Thursby is not incorrect entirely.
Yeah. So Thursby, he seems to be hanging on to that. Was it an amulet that he's hanging on to that's keeping him warm? Yep. So.
No, it's ever since
he gave the amulet to the Loiger, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Ever since the visit to the cellar, though, he has been unusual.
Yeah. Oh, let's go join Dr. Neruda and see what drink he picked out for Dorian.
Perhaps he will read us a poem.
Perhaps.
Message from the Game Master. Hi, folks. Something happened in this episode that I did not expect. I present the players with a puzzle. Once presented, they spent the rest of the episode solving it, 40 minutes. Normally, I would cut this footage, but I thought it was mildly entertaining, so I left it in. I have always maintained that this is a game and not a show. This is real gameplay, not a script. Not much happens after they solve it. See you next week. Hey. Theodore and Dorian, you go to the telegraph office and you put in your code to get it. And in fact, you do receive a telegram. But this is what it looks like. You think perhaps somehow
let's read it.
It is scrambled.
Invitation to a night at the opera.
Do you want me to read it, Theodore?
Oh yeah, you have a much better voice.
To my burdened friends from Samyang and Keyboards. Oh my god. It's definitely there's a lot of words. We need to decipher this.
I will put it into Discord so that you guys can grab a hold of it.
This might take a little bit to decipher.
This might take a moment.
If it is a cipher, which cipher is it using?
That's a chicken. No, that's not. Where?
Not the chicken, Theodore.
Not Discord yet. Okay. Oh, sorry.
Hang on,
I'm sorry, I was trying to time it, but it
I think this part's going to get edited out of the episode for some reason.
Yeah.
It's going to be surgically removed as though with a magical blade.
Mm-hmm.
Magical blade of mystical.
That note was not making easy sense.
I'm not gonna lie, as soon as I started reading it, my brain had to think, hang on a minute, this is not English.
But letters, sort of alphabet soup.
I don't know why it didn't transfer.
Ciphers.
Hold on.
Maybe we can combine our...
I like a good cipher, but I have a feeling when I really want to do a cipher, I can never do them. But then when there's no pressure, I can do them.
Right.
It's like escape rooms with ciphers, and you're like, oh god.
RZ space CYD space.
Been posted, Stu, or you just...
I'm just trying to recall the first two words of it.
Jeez.
We're just letters.
That-
That's
You'll
just
go-
what I recall, like RZ, and then there it is.
You'll go mad.
Eidetic memory over there.
Anyone good at
RZ.
ciphers?
All right. Sorry that took so long.
No, it's all good. To my burdened friends from Sanjan.
Oh, is it a shift
And
cipher?
Meanwhile, while they are looking at the telegram, we are getting drunk at the hotel.
That's right.
oh, you guys are going to be
They bring
sloshed
it back.
before we figure this one out. Who knows? Maybe it'll make more sense with a couple drinks.
I thought it might have been a shift to the right cipher, but it can't be.
I'm wondering if the first line, which is legible, has the clues to decipher.
It will hasten things, but I dare say already that the Z is an E,
Yeah.
and therefore Y is T and D is H. It's a substitution, but probably a full substitution.
hmm
Okay.
Yeah, because I suspect that it's from Smythe, is what I'm suspecting.
Yeah.
That Z. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the first two words could be we are or so on. So it
So is that first RZ2 or doctor? Regarding?
and again, I think Z is E.
CZ. Okay.
I think
Yeah.
N is S.
I think M's probably L because there's a couple double M's at the end of words, and that's typically a double L at the
Yeah.
end of.
I like that.
Yeah,
Very good.
RJMM LL. So what would that be? Hell, well, bell, RJMM.
Yeah. So
And if M is L, then is it just shifted one up? LM?
No, because Z is E. It's too far apart.
Yeah.
So it's a 5-shift cipher if we're there, isn't it?
yeah,
So
I think it's a
if-
full. Everything's just
Full substitution.
That's a code
Well,
word.
because 5 from, if let's say the first two was we or whatever, that would be a 5-shift.
I like your approach, Gunther, with the double M's, because there's 3 of them in there that I see so far, and double letters are usually L or
Well, if one thing to consider is the N, the letter N might just be itself. If you if we read that first ciphered
Well,
word as
also
Oregon.
NBPG gets repeated a lot, and we all know that telegrams always have that stop, right? Stop, and so that.
Very good. And that is consistent with N being S in Smythe.
Mhm.
Very good. P
I
is
do have
T.
Yeah.
P is O. G
I
is
must give
P.
great credit and props to you, Tom, for the best poker face of all.
There aren't.
You just
What?
have to freeze the muscles.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
How can you be seeing both Tom and the telegram at the same time? You have powers beyond my understanding.
he just remembers my face from when it flashed on the screen for a
Mhm.
moment. Just like the RZ. Now, if you would like to solve this yourselves, I'll let you. Or if you guys have got you're on the right track.
Yeah.
This could be quite a while. This will have to be edited out of the episode.
I do not think this is terribly entertaining for others.
Well, I can say that it takes you maybe half an hour or so, but I can give you the
3
translation.
hours
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, Y is definitely
Yeah,
A because there's a Y all by itself, which would make sense for an A, and with Z being E, that second word is definitely R.
Yeah.
Ooh, BP, BP, BP. BP's in there several times. BP.
You sound like you want to solve it yourselves.
So I think it's we are.
Yeah.
P is T.
Mhm.
So
And
T.
D
is
R.
what's that?
BD is TR.
Oh, BD. Okay. So P is O then? 2?
I think the third one is trying. We are trying.
We're trying to, yeah, because
Two,
BP is definitely 2.
BP, BP, and BP.
Mm-hmm.
FZ, and Z was E.
Yeah.
So
We're trying to.
B. So now F.
I hope 51332 is not also a substitution.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I was like, please no. Okay. So, yeah, spend some time on.
I think I'm going to leave this in because this is really interesting.
Yeah. So people can go, oh, you can figure it out. Yeah.
I could do some sort of graphic where, as you guess the letters, they start popping in, but that would take me forever.
The second, I think the second to last word. Oh no, I thought.
So A.
Last stuff. A. No. Do we have a guess for A substitutes for what?
What A is? I don't know. What's Smythe's first name?
Julius.
Julius. Julius.
A.
So A would be the U, because to my burden friends from Julius, and so you got the A and the A up there, and Somjon.
Oh, now I am confused because it looks like the last word before stop is lust, but that doesn't make any sense. I hope it makes no sense.
Oh, yeah.
If M is L and U is A.
I'm leaving it to you guys because I'm not so good with substitutions.
No. I think he said that in reverse. It's A is U.
Yeah, A is a U, which
X.
So the word before it's stop in the first sentence starts with an S. No, it starts with an E. Because Z's are E's.
So Z is E, R is W.
T is N.
B is N or B is T? Is that B is in Bravo?
B is the letter T. T is the letter N.
T is the letter N. There we go. Okay. T is the letter
So Z, T, Z is E, N, E.
P is O. The letter P is
enemy. That word is enemies.
Enemies, yeah, that Z, T, Z, F, J, Z, and that's enemies.
R. D is R.
Yeah, so our enemies. PAD is probably our, as in OUR.
We are trying to.
You're trying to something.
Our enemies?
Maybe we'll have to just kind of move letters into that long word.
Well, it's a 14-letter word.
We are trying to.
We are.
Elu? No, L's are. What are L's?
That word almost repeats itself in the third line and also in the fourth line.
Have we figured out what L's are?
No, we haven't.
No, but the second letter that is L, so it's something.
J. J is I, right? So if
J
M,
is I.
Yeah, so if M is L, the RJM is ILL. R, but is R. R is W. Will. Yeah. RJMM is Will. Okay.
Yep.
So does that kind of prove M is L?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yes.
Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 letters identified.
So, so L is M and J is
I.
J is I. So we have A, B is T, C, D is R, E, F, G, H, I is G, J is I, K is Y, L, M is L, N, O, P, P is O, Q, R is W, S, T, T is N, U, V, W, X, Y is A, and Z is E.
S is J also.
Oh, S is J. We confirm that? Okay, S
Yeah.
is.
Yep.
Okay.
what is that? 14 letter
L, J,
MI
M, I, D, M, I, R, mirror, M, I, R,
M.
M, I, R, M. What's MER? Yeah, that makes sense.
It doesn't.
There is no MERM. Oh,
What's A? What's A again?
Well, do we know
A's a
that?
U.
A is U.
That doesn't Murmu. That doesn't.
oh, is the letter A U?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, good. I missed that one. So PAD is R.
Murmu.
As in our.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
PAD
possessive,
is
yeah.
our.
Mhm.
What
But
is
that-
B? What's B again?
B is the letter T.
Yep.
Okay,
Supposedly. However, I think that the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth word, which is what, 14 letters long,
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense to what we have.
No, it doesn't make sense to outside.
Well, what'd you have? The L. I never heard what.
We don't
Yeah,
know
I
what L
don't-
is.
We are trying. That's why I'm looking at the second last word, MALC. So we have LUC. I'm wondering where it's luck.
Luck. That's what I was thinking.
So
Luck.
then L would be C.
Now that would. Okay.
L would be C.
We're
If
trying
L
to
is C,
we're
So
trying to-
CIR, circumstance.
circumvent, or circumvent. Yeah.
Something longer.
No, yeah, something longer. Yeah.
We are trying to circumnavigate.
Come. We got Z. Oh yeah, navigate ends with the.
Circumnavigate.
Circumnavigate fits in.
It was the right number of
Yeah.
letters.
All right. Let's extrapolate the letters from circumnavigate then.
Mhm.
So
That gives
L
us a pretty
is-
good list.
C, J is I, D is R.
Is that really that word?
So F is M. F equals M for circumnavigate.
Navigate. We were trying to circumnavigate our enemies. I mean, that's a very logical sentence. So
Circumnavigate.
Yeah, B is T. Also, I'm working backwards. This is okay so far.
C-I-R C-U-M. Circumnavigate in. Yeah, T is in. A. So Y is A. Yep, we have Y is A. So E is V. I'm guessing E is V.
I
Can we
have
get a
no.
confirmation?
That is, I have nothing against this possibility, and there are very few E's in the text, so it's also good.
And is that where the V would be in circumnavigate? C-I-R-C-U-M-N-A-V. Yeah, nav. I. Gate. So G is I is G. Yep. A. T. E. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, circumnavigate.
Stop.
Had. R. How many minutes is this? And we've gotten through 6 words.
yeah, but we've got
15.
a lot of letters, so you can.
Yeah.
It's going to become a lot quicker.
It'll all
So,
fall into place very quickly now.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
very proud of you all.
It's beautiful.
OYC. OYC is.
Y is A. Yeah. So,
Oh, we didn't get the letter O yet.
no, we haven't.
No. Well, we're running out. We should get.
So we're missing.
We know what Y is.
Yeah.
We're missing C, G, H, N, O, Q, U, V, W, X.
You mean real O or code O?
Yeah, code. Yeah, code O is missing. Because
So
P
is the real O.
Code P is the real O. Y is A. A.
So we have call. LYMM is call.
Oh, okay. Yeah, call. RJMM. RJ.
T is in.
Will. That's will.
Mhm.
Oh, fatigue.
Talcon. Cthulhu. Yeah.
It smells
That
Cthulhu.
makes no sense.
We're all
random.
just gibbering.
And now you've read it out loud.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. What's Cthulhu?
Yeah.
JT. J is I. T is in N. Okay.
Mhm.
Gideas. GD1T. We don't know what G is.
G is in code letter G. It's
code
P.
letter.
It's P. Because
P.
NEPG is stop. That's the stop that shows up in telegrams all the time. You see how it's in there like 7, 8, 9 times.
Oh.
And BPG, not
He
NA.
had
In
had
BPG,
a close call, right?
Yeah.
Had a close call in.
T
So
is
O is H. C is D.
had
O.
a close call. Oh yeah.
O is
Had a
H.
class close call in P.
P is O, so maybe Odessa.
A close call in. What is G? Do we have G?
G is
G is
P.
P.
G is P.
O P.
P.
Y is
PR.
PR.
opera.
PRA. Prague. We had a close call on Prague. Stop. PR because it's PR and then it ends with a UE, so it just makes sense that and Y is an A. Yeah, Prague.
N. B.
Are you working on NBPG again, Stu?
Oh no, I just was.
Okay.
I'm looking at it again where
Okay,
it's
yeah.
put in. I'm just
Mhm.
spelling it out.
Stop. What is that funky? That is M.
Ah, good. We have scrolls.
Oh,
Where do you read that?
that's
NLDP MMN, I
yeah,
believe.
yeah. Scrolls.
So that's second line towards the end.
Mhm.
People are going to love this episode.
Ugh. They either love it or hate it.
Yeah.
B.
A good, clean divide.
I am glad we have you, Keith, and you, Dave. You got us on the right track.
A is U. P is O. R is W.
Do we know what T's are?
Yeah, N.
N.
Will send. NZTQ is send.
M is L. Wait a minute. No, this doesn't make any sense then. RPAMC.
Are you saying code letter N? Code letter N is S. Julius, or is Julius Smythe, right?
W.
Yeah.
Managed to
Yeah. Oh, yeah, D. Oh, so C is the letter D, most
yes.
likely.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Managed to secure
The scrolls.
The scrolls.
Yeah. I'm so bad about making think not trust this guy.
Stop.
WZ.
We should actually break this apart in pieces so we're not doing redundant work, but oh well.
You know what R is?
R is W, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm skipping to the second to last line, just so we aren't doing all the same work.
I'm on DZLPITJHZQ. Let's see.
K is Y. Ha ha ha.
Pays Y.
Yeah. Display is the first word on the second to last line.
Do we have
What is P again?
P is
P
O.
oh.
Right.
What is H?
We don't have H.
Okay. I think
But we're running out of
H
letters.
is W. H is W.
H is no R is
I
W.
thought R was W.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Oh, H is Z. I bet you I'm working on recognize, and I'm almost certain that H is Z.
Is Tom asleep yet? I'm not looking at this.
Oh, I'm fascinated. I'm
no,
really enjoying this.
He is watching everyone confident.
I really didn't guess that you guys were going to do this in the show, but it's fine with me.
It's as though he's never met us.
Yeah.
HZ.
I'm delighted that you're not bored.
Actually
We'll
just
send
a
them on to
I apologize, people who are watching, but
D.
this is the game. So
send them on to
Constantinople.
Constantinople. Yeah.
Yes.
CON. Yeah.
Yeah, Constantinople.
Not Istanbul. So okay.
Oh, that's a C.
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lines down from the code. Middle right. There's a letter. The word starts with DZLPITJHZ. Does that end in C?
It looks like a Q to me.
Oh, if it
Yeah,
ends
it's a
in
Q.
okay, if it's a C, that spells recognized. But if it's a Q, makes no sense.
Why?
Yeah,
What?
So it must be a C then.
Yeah.
P is
Yeah.
Ottoman.
Yeah. You're right. It is a C because it's the same
Hang on.
letter that's an OYC up at the top.
Yeah, it's a C.
So that's recognized and then stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nan.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense that H is a Z because it's the least commonly used in this cipher.
Here we go.
Do we know what W is?
I feel like we must have seen it at this point.
Ottoman.
Or W.
Why is there
I
something?
don't have it.
Nope.
It's something that's W is something that starts the sentence. We'll start
There's
because there's a
something that
few
ends with
W's.
A and D after Ottoman.
Land? Do we have the
We'll
what?
send them on to Constantinople.
M is L, so
Yeah,
not
so it's
land.
Yeah. Do we have confirmation that code L equals C?
yeah, I have just done
Yeah.
it. We have consider on the fourth word of the penultimate line
And Constantinople.
and
and
Constantinople.
circumnavigate.
And
so-
circumnavigate.
We've got recognized.
Yeah.
Now I'm
So
looking.
so we still don't know what W is that what
Do we have
That's correct.
do we have an
Wait,
H
wait.
anywhere? H?
What
H is
what
a
was-
Z for
what
right.
was Z again? What was Z again? What's Z?
Z is E.
E.
Code Z is E.
But
And
Z is
code
E.
code H is Z.
Okay,
Have
what
we
about-
do we know what letter B is yet? I mean do we have a letter that equivalates
Represent-
to a B?
We do not yet. I do not.
Could W be a B?
I was
Could
thinking
be.
If Z is an E, then
Ottoman
that could
band?
be B.
Yeah, that makes sense.
could also
So we're collectively missing 4 or 5 letters now, right? Q, U, V, W, and X. That's it.
Because we see a lot of WZ, and it can't be we.
could be
So
could it be
B?
could it be
he?
he? Do we know what the actual
is.
letter H is? What the code letter for that
I
is?
don't have H or E as code.
I think O is H.
But but what is
yeah,
H?
OBC has-
Code H is what letter? Code E is what letter?
Code
Oh.
H, we're guessing
Code
is
H is Z.
You're right.
Z.
Yeah.
And
And-
code E?
Code E is V as in Victor.
Thank you.
Maybe.
Do we know what code U is?
I don't have U, V, W, or X in code.
W is B, X. I don't know X yet.
So sorry, what is Z? What is Z in the cipher?
Z
E.
is E.
E.
Edward.
So it's either B, it's either B or he that WZ. It's either
Yeah.
a B. So that W is either a B or a H.
Do we know
Yeah.
what code K is?
Yeah, K
Y.
is Y.
Oh yes, yep.
That made me chuckle.
King is Yankee.
And H for you there, Dorian, is code letter O. Code
Okay,
letter
wait,
O
U's
represents.
code U is F.
Code U is F.
F.
Thank you.
Safety. Ottoman band safety or something.
Do we have code Q then?
Yeah, Q is D.
I thought C is D.
Oh, I have both. You're right. Let me go back. I have
C,
in
C
line
works.
in the penultimate line. L P T N J Q Z D is consider, so that's a Q as a D.
So
U is a,
you know the
I-
line above the penultimate line. Is anyone on that line?
That's
Yeah.
one that starts NLD? No.
NLD. Okay. Because if we can figure out, or even what about the line above that one?
Do we know
'Cause there's a-
do we know what code G is?
is
So G is
E.
P.
Peter.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 lines down, there's a WZ in there, and that would that would help us know if W is a H or a B if we know either.
It's
We
not.
can
It's
Sorry.
not.
deposit.
It's not. W is not an H because O. The code O stands for H.
Okay, so it has to be a B then.
Code
Yep.
W is B. It is blasphemous in the second to the last line.
Yeah.
Ottoman
So it's
Bank.
Ottoman
Yeah.
Bank.
Yeah.
There you
We'll
go.
send them on to
Ottoman Bank.
Constantinople, Istanbul. Ottoman Bank safety deposit.
And there's the safety deposit box number is 51332, which of course I don't say out loud.
Or is it?
Yeah. Or is it? Is Lion Smythe?
So B recognized. WZ.
Yeah, so WZ is a B, is B.
And then that next word is recognized, and then that next word is stopped.
Be recognized. Okay, stop.
So do we have RPAMC, which is just before it? Rarpang. Oh, wood. That's wood. RPAMC.
Would be recognized.
Would be recognized. Okay.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, because it goes stop, would be recognized, stop. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay, I'm getting into this cipher.
Then,
now that I understand the cipher.
Mangizzled. Whatever the heck that.
Well, that's what it means, Theodore. It's just nangizzled.
That's it.
That's the word.
That's us. Nangizable isn't that suspect?
Yeah, suspect. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have
suspect.
I'm not thrilled that the end of penultimate and beginning is sorry to get you. Nothing good comes after that.
Yeah.
So it's stop could be recognized. Stop suspect.
Suspect. PBOZD. And what did that mean?
Cannot enter Constantinople. Stop.
Sorry to get you involved.
Suspect other. PBOZD's other.
Yeah.
Other. Yeah, thanks.
Suspect other.
What is M? What is M again?
N is
L.
L. And N. What is N again? Sorry.
It's S.
N is S.
So.
N.
Suspect other scrolls
Yeah.
are. Suspect other scrolls are. Wait.
Oops.
Suspect other scrolls are there at. Did you get what that BBGCYGJ is, Josh?
No.
Okay.
Oh, here. Sorry.
No, for some, my mind has skipped. My mind just keeps going back to certain.
What are those letters again? BB where?
I'll spell it out phonetically. Bravo, Papa, Golf, Charlie, Yankee, Golf, Juliet.
Juliet. Okay. Oh, that's T O P D A P I. Huh. No, I must have bungled that. That doesn't make any sense.
I want to interrupt for a moment to say that the last lines of the telegram are Muslims consider them blasphemous. Stop. Sorry to get you involved. Stop. Best of luck.
Oh, thanks. Well, at least he's wishing us luck.
Okay, so okay, hold on.
B isn't T.
So I have in the beginning, we were trying to circumnavigate our enemies. Stop. Had a close call in Prague. Stop. Managed to secure the scrolls. Stop. We'll send them on to Constantinople, Istanbul, Ottoman Bank safety deposit number. Stop. Cannot enter Constantinople. Stop. Too dangerous for me. Stop. Would be
recognized.
Stop.
Be recognized. Stop.
Suspect
Suspect other scrolls are
Top tappy. That makes sense.
Suspect other scrolls are there at, and then that we're working on.
And then it ends.
Stu's just working on that one.
That ends with will not be on display. That's how that closes after the stop.
But BPG, right? That's the beginning of the word.
POP.
That's top.
Yeah.
But then CYGJ is DAPI, which makes no sense. CY, C is D, Y is A.
Q is D, C is K, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh,
C
I have
is
this.
K.
Oh, C is K. Oh no, that's so recognized is incorrect then. So recognized.
Why would you say that? Because that recognize ends with a Q in there.
Oh, it's not a C? I thought it was a C.
No, your C's are very clear. They don't have the little tail.
Oh, okay. So that's my mistake then. Okay, that needs to become a K then. So C is K. And Q is D.
So is it?
Don't worry, that's where I got confused as well. Don't worry.
Is it this?
Oh no,
That's what I got too.
Which it's not an English word.
Top Cappy. That's
Top
what
Cappy.
one of the local kebab houses here is called.
Oh, really? Well, then that's a Turkish word then.
It is a Turkish word. I cannot tell you what it stands for.
Which would make sense for...
Mm-hmm. Does it mean museum? Does it mean...
Well, what's the next word after it? Maybe we can
will
get a
not
little
be on
con.
this.
Yeah, stop will not be on display.
Yeah, but it says to
Oh,
copy and...
the funds off is museum, is it not?
It is. It's an M.
Yeah, funds off museum.
Oh,
Museum.
So copy museum.
So
Okay.
copy
it's a
museum.
museum. Yeah, to copy is a museum.
Yeah.
Okay.
And-
Suspect other trolls are there at the copy museum stop will not be on display stop. What's after that?
That's when
Muslims.
we go on to Muslims consider them blasphemous. Stop. Sorry to get you involved. Stop. Best of luck. Stop. And I add, fuck you back, Smythe. Stop.
All right.
Yeah,
So
Top Cappy is definitely a museum.
So that all makes sense, yeah, in context and everything. So, Dr. Neruda, were you writing all this down?
So I need the last lines from Roland again. Muslims consider
Okay.
them blasphemous. Stop.
Stop.
Muslims
Sorry.
consider them blasphemous. Stop. Sorry to get you involved. Stop. Best of luck. Stop.
End.
And
Okay, I have the whole thing.
All right.
That only took
Okay.
20 minutes.
Let's
So-
read it. That's pretty good. Let's read it.
No, that took you an
Two-
Did it actually
you
take?
almost 40 minutes.
Oh,
That's not
okay.
too bad.
Okay.
That's not
Okay,
too bad.
so
Oh, shit. Yeah, the time.
to my burdened friends from Julius Smythe. We are trying to circumnavigate our enemies. Stop. Had a close call in Prague. Stop. Managed to secure the scrolls. Stop. We'll send them on to Constantinople, Istanbul, Ottoman Bank, safety deposit. With the number. Stop. Cannot enter Constantinople. Stop. Too dangerous for me. Stop. Would be recognized. Stop. Suspect other scrolls are there at Top Cappy Museum. Stop. Will not be on display. Stop. Muslims consider them blasphemous. Stop. Sorry to get you involved. Stop. Best of luck. Stop. End.
One word wrong.
One word wrong.
Yeah. It's
It
it's
is-
not the scrolls up at the top.
Okay. Is it leg scrolls? 1 second. I've got to find it.
Just so you know,
Managed to
Top
see-
Cappy translates to Cannonball Gate.
Mm,
Yeah, Cannonball Gate
So
or
Cannonball Gate Museum.
okay. Well,
it's two scrolls.
Two scrolls.
Two
Managed to
scrolls.
secure Two scrolls. Perfect.
2 scrolls. Okay. Good. Well, good.
Wow.
All right. That all makes sense.
There we
Nice
go.
work. Nice work, gentlemen. Nice work.
Well done to you guys. Well done to Keith and David for starting that game. Otherwise, I would have been trying to do a shift cipher all the
We
wrong.
have We have joked before about having 2-hour-long episodes where you don't do anything but talk in a room. So let's go ahead and call it there. We'll continue the next episode. Our players included Morgan Llewellyn and David Gasway, Stuart Lively, Keith Craig, and Josh Harwood, with yours truly as the keeper of arcane lore. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 a month helps us a lot. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.